You got Isekai'd. No dramatic prophecy, no secret royal blood. The goddess didn't even show up to apologize for the truck. You just woke up in a fantasy world, completely average, with a status screen that reads, talent none. Everyone else got a cheat skill. You got nothing. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Here's the good news, though. You don't actually need a cheat skill. You need something way more broken than magic. You're from a world with electricity, germ theory, and Wikipedia in your head. Let's talk about how an ordinary, talentless protagonist can still climb to the top, using nothing but knowledge, patience, and a suspicious amount of common sense. Every fantasy world runs on some kind of system. Classes, levels, guild ranks, magic talent tiers. And here's the secret. Nobody in these worlds ever figures out. Systems built by lazy nobles for centuries are absolutely full of loopholes. You don't have combat talent? Fine. Most fantasy worlds desperately need things nobody with combat talent ever bothers to think about. Sanitation, basic chemistry, double-entry bookkeeping, printing presses, crop rotation. You already know things an entire medieval tier civilization would kill for. Literally, in some of these worlds. Step 1 to going from zero to hero. Stop trying to out-magic the mage. Go find the gap nobody's filling and fill it. Congratulations, you're now the person who introduced soap. And in most fantasy settings, that alone gets you a title. Here's a fun fact about most isekai worlds. Nobody has the internet. Nobody has a printing press half the time. Information moves slower than a caravan and is usually hoarded by whoever's in charge. You, meanwhile, remember things like basic first aid, how a pulley works, why boiling water prevents disease, and the general shape of supply and demand. None of that is a skill by the game's rules. All of it is enormously powerful in a world that doesn't have it yet. The move here isn't to become the strongest warrior in the land. It's to become the person everyone needs to talk to. Knowledge monopolies built entire kingdoms in real history, and you're walking around with several centuries of it unlocked for free. Almost every chosen one in these stories tries to get strong alone. Don't do that. It's slow, it's dangerous, and frankly, main character plot armor is not a real stat you have access to. Instead, find the other people the system also ignored. The talentless mercenary who's actually just really disciplined. The merchant nobody respects because she's not noble-born. The retired soldier who got passed over for promotion because of politics? Not skill. These people exist in basically every fantasy world, and they are criminally underused by the chosen ones, who are usually too busy being chosen to notice anyone else. An ordinary person with zero talent but a loyal, competent network can absolutely outmaneuver a lone genius with a flashy cheat skill. This isn't even a fantasy world rule. It's just true. Here's the twist. Nobody tells you you're gonna lose early fights. A lot of them. And that's actually fine. Great, even. As long as you're smart about which fights you pick. The goal isn't to beat the strongest noble-born swordsman in a straight duel on day one. The goal is to never be dumb enough to get into that duel in the first place. Let the talented ones burn their energy proving who's strongest while you're quietly securing trade routes, useful allies, and information nobody else bothered to gather. Every chosen one story treats direct confrontation as the whole plot. The smartest move for a talentless protagonist is to simply not play that game. Play a different one, where the rules favor patience over raw power. Eventually, and this is the fun part, you stop needing to fight your way to the top because the top starts needing you. Kings need advisors who actually understand logistics. Guilds need someone who can organize chaos into a functioning system. Even the chosen ones with all their raw power eventually run into problems that brute force and a magic sword can't solve. And guess who's been quietly becoming indispensable this whole time? That's the real cheat code, not power, leverage. By the time everyone realizes the talentless nobody is the person actually running things behind the scenes, it's way too late to stop it. So if you ever do get Isekai'd and your status screen says talent none, don't panic. You already have the one skill every fantasy world desperately lacks. You know how systems, information, and people actually work. No prophecy required, no bloodline needed, just patience, curiosity, and the willingness to build something instead of waiting to be chosen. Turns out the real cheat code was common sense all along. Sounds boring. Works every time.